Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Natural Grandma, and I'm here today with my daughter, Nicole.
Hello.
And we are going to cook a family tradition, which is one of her favorite comfort foods.
All-time favorite.
And that is my crustless green chili quiche.
I could eat a whole one. We have this every Christmas morning for many years.
Yes.
And we'd always make it with orange rolls and cinnamon rolls. And my sister would always go for the orange rolls and cinnamon rolls and have a little quiche. And I might have one of the rolls and as much quiche as everybody else would let me have. Another way.
So we wanted to just share this recipe with you today. And she's going to learn to make it herself.
Yes.
So we're going to start with 10 fresh eggs.
Okay. Now, again, these are jumbos.
I'll open it.
So, how many do you think
We are, just go ahead and do.
It's not going to change the consistency because it's a quiche.
Right. You can go ahead and do 10. That's one of the reasons that we're using a bigger pan. Normally I use large eggs in a round, straight-sided pan. Today we're using a 9x13 because we're using the jumbo eggs and because we have a lot of family here. So, but either way, the recipe is for 10 eggs. Okay, then you're just gonna whisk those up really good.
Okay. I always break the yolks first.
Well, we're back. We had to take a brief break for a little first aid for a granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better now? Okay. No more playing with metal.
There you go.
All right, we whipped our eggs. And now, good. Now we're going to add 4 cups of white cheese, white shredded cheese. I like to either use mozzarella or Monterey Jack. Those are my favorites in this quiche. Today we're using mozzarella. And whisk it up.
It's hard to whisk.
Well, just stir it a little.
Okay. Sort of foldish.
Yeah. And you can put that down and use the spatula now if you wanted, but she's my neat daughter. Okay, and then now we're gonna also add 2 cups of cottage cheese.
This is one of the best parts. Okay.
And stir it up good.
Okay.
I love you. Always.
I love you. I have issues. It's okay though.
It's perfectly fine.
Ooh, that almost got bad.
Okay, now we've got it pretty well mixed up. So we're gonna be doing more mixing. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the salt, which is 1 teaspoon of salt. I use a Himalayan pink salt.
It's more nutritional than white table salt.
We didn't pre-measure the baking powder.
This takes baking powder? Are we going to put the recipe down in the thing for everybody?
Yes, we do. I'll put the recipe in the notes. And we're going to use a teaspoon of baking powder.
1 teaspoon. Okay.
mix that up.
My internal dilemmas.
And I'll just tell you that this recipe is really forgiving. If you like a little more cheese, if you like a little more eggs, if you like a little more of the chilies or the olives, you just add it in the way you want it. You could add different ingredients in it, but this is the way I like it best.
I don't want her changing this recipe if she's making it for me. If you want to change it, change it. But I like it like this.
Okay, half a cup of flour.
Half a cup of flour. Does it? We've never tried it with a gluten-free flour for
No, we haven't. We haven't tried it with
But this is mainly just for a thickener, like to give it a little more texture.
And it binds it a little bit.
So a gluten-free and all-purpose gluten-free flour would probably work just fine.
Yeah, because there's not that much flour in here to begin with, in comparison to the entire recipe.
Okay, so you have to explain to people why this isn't technically a quiche, though we call it a quiche, because
it doesn't have a crust. It doesn't have the same kind of texture as a regular quiche. It doesn't have that fluffy souffle type. And if I were to have named it myself, I'd probably name it, maybe it's closer to a frittata, but then again, maybe not, somewhere in between.
But it's not as dry as a frittata because of all the extra cheese.
Right.
It's like, it really is like a hybrid
Right.
between like a quiche and a frittata.
That's right. That's right. And it's just wonderful. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add 1 can of green chilies, chopped green chilies.
This is like a 4-ounce can, like one of the little dudes. Juice and all.
Juice and all.
Juice and all. This gives it such a good flavor.
And then we're going to add, it's a 4-ounce can?
This is a 3.8-ounce can of sliced olives. But if you get, and it's like the medium size, but if you get them diced.
Yeah, you can also use the diced. It gives you just a little bit different look to it, and I use both interchangeably. But that's usually, the smaller can is usually
4.25.
4 1/4 ounces. You don't need to drain the diced ones. You do need to drain if you use the sliced olives.
Way too much moisture, and then you won't cook.
This is just such a nice, quick recipe to put together. It's great to take to a potluck, breakfast at somebody's house, even a dinner. It's great served hot or cold.
Yep.
Hot, sometimes salsa over the top, just
And
really
sour
puts
cream.
it. Yeah. Or just plain. I've also made it before in muffin tins, especially when I was taking it somewhere to share, and that works out really well. So that is the recipe.
What did we preheat our oven to?
We did preheat the oven to 425 degrees, and as I told you earlier, we're going to put it in a 9 by 13 cake pan. And
This is where we break from tradition.
Yes, because normally I use a straight edged round pan. That's probably about a 10-inch pan. So we're just going to quickly spray the whole thing. That's done. We're going to pop it in.
And you talked about the preheated oven.
Yes, preheated at 425. Our mouths are already watering.
Yes, I can't wait till this is ready. We'll do what they always do and let you guys watch us take our first bite so you can be jealous.
So we're going to put this in the oven at 425 for the first 15 minutes. And then we're going to turn it down to 350 for another 30 to 40 minutes, just until it's firm and a knife comes out fairly clean. And then we will bring you back when we're pulling it out of the oven so that you can see what happens. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. It's been about an hour, about 45 minutes. We started the quiche at 425 for 15 minutes, turned it down to 350 for another 30 minutes, and I believe it's ready to go.
Mm.
And I test it just by sticking a knife right down in there, and that comes out really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are good. Now, what I want you to notice is that it is really puffy right now, but as it cools, it's going to sink a little, and that's perfectly normal. That's fine.
It smells amazing.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It's even drawing the grandchildren in from their game.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay,
you can see it
so you
doing a
can
little bit of
see
shrinking there.
It's pulling away from the sides a little bit. If you come in, you can see that. And we don't always serve it with anything, but today we're going to serve it with a little bit of sour cream and salsa because it's just a fantastic way to serve it. I doubt there will be any for leftovers. Everybody's mouths are watering.
So we're gonna let it cool for just about 3-4 minutes, and then we'll be back for the tasting.
Okay.
Okay, so we've let this cool for about 5 minutes, and you can see how much it's sunk, and that's totally normal. That's what it's supposed to do. So I get to do it, huh? Okay, so we're just gonna cut into it, and I think all the little hungry ones are making their way this way, because everybody's been spelling this for the last 5 minutes.
Okay, who wants sour cream?
Me. Not me.
No sour cream?
I want salsa in this. Can I please have that? I want salsa.
I want salsa
Can I have
and
the
sour
first
cream on
one?
my quiche.
Can I have that one? Can I have that one?
You can tell everybody's just a little bit excited.
Just a little bit.
Oh, look how wonderful that looks. Like, it looks so so yummy.
You know,
Okay,
mine. I just
mine
want
was
salsa.
Serve a little bit of salsa. And then Belly, you're next.
Next.
Here you go, Belly.
I like
Ellie.
when quiche
Yeah?
has the most condiments, stuffies. The corners
Enjoy.
are like flavor
The corners,
are the best.
Mom.
Sure, I want a piece. And a piece.
Any piece.
Is there cheese in it?
Oh, of course there's cheese in it.
There's just
What
a
a
little
lot.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
There's half a bag of cheese in this thing.
I like the centerpiece. I'm going to save that. And then, thank you very much for joining us today
Yes.
as we made one of my favorite recipes. And this is going to go to the man behind the camera. Enjoy. Make sure you enjoy it with family.
Join us next time
Enjoy.
in Natural Grandma.
Enjoy.
We hope you're having this good a day.
Yeah.